Hi, my name is Caleb O. For my dmp3, I encountered a complication regarding how we could open up opportunities for people with a certain light of determination that are potential dark horses and capable of becoming very successful. As I begin to explore many of the recent stories I've heard so far, I will examine how these complications of opportunity and determination transform potential underdogs and dark horses into something successful and beautifully resolved. In the Odyssey, Odysseus, a war hero, faces a journey that will grasp him for 10 years as he struggles to return home with his men. During this journey, he undergoes many challenges that test different aspects of his personality, such as arrogance and determination. When Odysseus successfully escapes from Polyphemus and the Cyclops, he could have left safely out of harm's way. However, Odysseus was so caught up in fame and his own arrogance, he deliberately revealed himself to Polyphemus and endangered both himself and all his men. Lastly, we examine Odysseus' arrogance when he asked his crew to tie him up on the mast without wax in his ears so that he could listen to the siren singing. Odysseus self-centeredly succumbs to his curiosity of the siren singing and takes a risk of putting his crew in danger by doing so. From these challenges that Odysseus encounters, he develops a transformation into humility when he presents himself as a beggar in front of the hostile suitors. He does not rashly present himself and confront the disloyal suitors, but instead patiently waits for the right time to strike back. This transformation from arrogance to humility and patience allows him to meet his destiny of success when he finally reunites with his wife and son. I can also see how this relates to our big question or complication. Odysseus, a dark horse, determined and motivated to return home, has many opportunities to cry out to the gods, but is reluctant to do so because of his arrogance to return home without help and on his own. However, we later see Odysseus' progression toward cooperation when he eventually looks upon the gods for their help and pity and is able to return home and fight the suitors with their assistance. I believe it's also important to note that Athena was a guide that provided help and direction in Odysseus' journey home. When Odysseus was trapped on Calypso's island, Athena urged Zeus to help Odysseus leave and return home. While Odysseus was returning home on a raft, he encounters Poseidon's wrath when Poseidon sends a roaring storm. However, Athena saves Odysseus again by calming the winds. There's so much potential for success gone to waste in lower income families because we as a society neglect and abandon these people to fend for themselves. These people often need a guide like Athena who will support them through thick and thin and help them achieve their longing destiny of success. We can also see a similar transformation at the local level with Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks. He serves as a good example of a man who came from humble beginnings but now owns a billion-dollar company. In an interview with British tabloid Mirror, Schultz describes his determination from early on in his life when he says, "Growing up, I always felt like I was living on the other side of the tracks. I knew the people on the other side had more resources, more money, happier families. And for some reason, I don't know why or how, I wanted to climb over that fence and achieve something beyond what people were saying was possible. I may have a suit and tie on now, but I know where I'm from, and I know what it's like." Both Howard and Odysseus encounter a complication of determination and opportunity. This complication forced both Howard and Odysseus to trek into new territories and levels for the better. For example, Odysseus had to be able to humble himself to go home, and Howard had to dream and become more ambitious to leave his impoverished state and become wealthy. Both Howard and Odysseus had to undergo these transformations in order to reach their destiny of success. I can also relate to Odysseus' journey with my experience on the high school varsity soccer team during my sophomore year. I was a smaller and weaker kid than the upperclassmen on the varsity soccer team, but I was determined to get stronger and faster, so I trained every day, running on the track and working out in the gym. Soon enough, I developed into a stronger player and became faster than most opposing players. During this experience, I was faced with the complication of determination and opportunity. I had to use my determination to become stronger and faster in order to transform myself and achieve my destiny of success.